What is up, YouTube? This is Yugiohgod4 coming at you. We're going to be talking about the evolution of spellbooks or prophecies, if you'd like to call it. Originally, when the deck came out in, I believe it was Abyss Rising, I think it was. It was very hyped up. Everybody really liked the deck. But of course, it wasn't really topping. I did see a couple here and there at locals, but you never really saw anything at regionals or YCS. And the deck was freaking expensive, so it was like hard in hell to play because it was so expensive, like $150 for freaking priestesses and shit. And everybody's like, "Oh, priestess is so good," blah 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 blah, and stuff like that. And then, of course, Cosmo Blazer came out, and we ended up getting Spellbook of the Master, which was probably one of the most brokenest cards in the game, where it can copy a Spellbook card and do all their freaking shenanigans and bullshit. And it's like, it's just making the deck even more good, and you're actually seeing more people play the deck. Like, for instance, Vexicus466, or Cordero, I think his name is. Like, he plays spellbooks all the time, and he really likes spellbooks and stuff. And I watch a lot of his videos because, he talks about spellbooks, and he's a really, he knows his stuff about spellbooks. So doesn't Galactic God and all them. Now, what else was I going to say? And then just recently, we got Tachyon Galaxy, where they came out with one of the most brokenest cards in the game, which is Spellbook of Judgment, which just makes spellbooks derpy derp. And now, for this format, Prophecies is one of the top decks in the format. If you're not playing Prophecies or Dragon Rulers, you're gay, and you should stop playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Pretty much. That's what the format's telling you. Even though I don't play any of these decks, because I like playing stuff that's original. I don't really care what the meta is doing and stuff like that, and I do just fine. I have beaten Spellbooks/Prophecies. I have beaten Dragon Rulers. You know what I mean? Just because of these new cards don't mean they're all hyped up to be what they are to be. It's all about skill. And a little bit of swag. But, as I was saying about the evolution of Prophecies, like back in the day, like back when Prophecies first came out, you had to run 3 Priestess. Everybody's like, "Oh my god, Priestess is amazing." Well, nowadays, now that Master and now that Spellbook of Judgment's come out, I've noticed that Spellbook decks do not play Priestess. They might play 1 Priestess in their deck, because now people realize Priestess is a very bad card. I'm like, okay, it's like, I think it's like a 2,500 attacker. You can special summon it by revealing 3 Spellbook cards, and then you banish the Spellbook, destroy a card, but this is a once per turn effect. It's a terrible card. And I have noticed, and I've said this all along, that it's not that good. It shouldn't be that price. If anything, Spellbook of Master should be a $100 card, and Judgment should be a $100 card, because they're so good. Priestess is just an overly terrible card. Like, I've had Priestesses, and I have sold them for like $20 because I don't give a shit about them. It's not about Priestess. It's about Judgment and Master. And that's pretty much the 2 cards that are like, sets all your combos up. Now, monster-wise now, I haven't really noticed, but I think they are still exceeding. I don't know if they are or not, but I think it might be like low-leveled exceeds, like level 4s and stuff, but I haven't really seen a lot of exceed plays with spellbooks. But, 2 monsters that make spellbooks now so good are Jowgen the Spiritualist and Kaiku the Ghost Destroyer. These 2 cards, which we've had for a very long time, that I haven't really seen play, are like actually pretty expensive now, and make spellbooks and make other duelists that are not running spellbooks a very hard time. For instance, Kaiku the Ghost Destroyer, 1800 attack, 4 stars. Your opponent cannot banish cards from his graveyard or something like that. So you can't banish, so pretty much Dragon Rulers are fucked over. Any deck that removes is fucked over. Jowgen the Spiritualist, you can discard a card, destroy all special summon monsters. and then neither player can special summon. It's either neither player or your opponent cannot special summon monsters. So I'm like, it's broken as hell. And it's so easy to get out because all you do is your little ruffle-duffle, stompy YOLO swag bullshit with judgment and all that shit. And at the end of the turn, you get a free Jowgen or a free Kaiko with set cards. So it's like, yeah, okay, this is ridiculous. And everybody's like, oh yeah, well there are Eradicator epidemic viruses and shit, but who gives a shit? There's not many, no one really dragons don't run darks, and if they do, they have to run an Exceed monster to get the dark monster to do Eradicator. And that's about it. Then I think there's also one of those new drain cards that they use, but it's a side deck card. And I imagine spellbooks are side decking shit to get over that shit. So it's like, I think spellbooks technically are the best in the format because they just have so much versatile, and they don't need to rely on big monsters to do all their shenanigans. Like, they might run one big monster, which is friggin' at least one priestess. But I don't even run priestess. If I was going to run it, like, I run it on DN. I don't run priestess at all. And it just shows you that the evolution of the deck where everybody was saying priestess is so good, now priestess is like fucking trash and is worth like $30. And everybody's like, oh, who cares about this fucking piece of junk no more? I'm not sure a supposed hardcore player, like, you know who you are, that, you know, everything that you say is right, but I'm like, no, it's trash. It's a piece of junk, rip the fucking shit up, throw it away. I don't really give a fuck. Because it's not Priestess that made the deck, it's Judgment, it's Master, and it's Jowgen and Kaiku that have made the deck one of the top 2 decks in the format. But other than that, I think I've talked enough. I hope you guys enjoyed the segment or the video. Gonna have some more videos up for you guys soon. And I will talk to you guys later. You guys have a great day and peace out.